guys, my name is Trung.
My name is Bình.
And we're teachers from the IELTS Workshop. Yeah. So this episode of the exam room series is going to be a kicker because we're going to do a full test, right? All three parts. And I'm not going to be the one answering questions today. I'm going to be asking questions, and of course, the lovely lady next to me will be answering questions. So have you taken the test before?
I have. I took the test around a year ago.
And how well did you do?
I did pretty well, I think. I earned an 8.5.
Well, that's an understatement. It's okay, we can flex.
Okay. And for speaking, I got an 8.0.
Okay. So without further ado, let's roll into the test. Ready? Okay, let's go. Welcome to the IELTS speaking test. My name is Trung. What is your name?
My name is Bình.
Okay, can I see some ID, please? Thank you. That's all right. You can have that back. So, in the first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some general questions about yourself. First of all, let's talk about running. How often do you go for a run?
Well, since I have to balance both my studies and my work, that leaves little time for sports. However, in order to stay in shape, I often avail myself to the treadmills at a nearby fitness center around 3 times per week. But I can only last around 30 minutes per session because of my low stamina.
Where do you usually go running?
Well, personally, I think that streets and parks are out of the question. They're not ideal places for running. And the lack of infrastructure really deters people from running out in the open. So I took matters into my own hand and subscribed for a monthly membership at a nearby gym. And I have to say it's pricey, but it's worthwhile.
Do you think running is a good way to stay healthy?
Well, absolutely. For those who want to stay lean and maintain a chiseled physique, running is a good option. However, it's not the only choice, as not everyone are familiar with the intensity of running. So they can make do with less physically demanding activities like jogging or cycling.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to part 2. In the second part of the test, I'm going to give you a topic and you're going to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. First of all, you have 1 minute to make some notes if you wish. Your topic is describe a time when you were sleepy but had to stay awake. Here's your topic, and here's a pencil. You can write on that if you wish. You have 1 minute of preparation, beginning now. Okay, your time is up. Please begin speaking now. Remember, you have 2 minutes, and don't worry if I stop you.
So, given the fact that I have a really bad case of procrastination tendency, I often find myself working against the clock, and this has somehow taken a toll on my sleep routine. And when I was in my junior year in college, I fell asleep during one of the very important final exams, which was very unfortunate. Again, my procrastination syndrome was to blame for this whole mishap. The night before the exam, I even had the gall to sit and binge watch my favorite TV show. Well, instead, everyone was cramming for the test. And before I knew it, the clock already hit midnight. So I started to panic. And after a few minutes of reassuring myself, I ceased all the distractions, rolled up my sleeves, and got down to work. It was the first all-nighter I'd ever pulled in my life. So as a result, the next morning I woke up feeling cranky and very disorientated because of a sleepless night. So before leaving for school, I had to chug down a whole can of energy drink in an attempt to keep myself awake during the exam. And I walked into the exam room, perfectly cocksure of the fact that I would somehow nail this exam like any other. But then we were given 10 minutes to jot down our notes briefly before presenting it to the examiner. And during those 10 minutes, since I didn't sleep a wink the night before, I struggled desperately to stay awake, and I failed. And I dozed off conveniently right there in the middle of the exam. It's something I hope that I'd never have to go through again.
Okay, so that's 2 minutes. Have you told anyone about this experience?
Needless to say, I needn't have told anyone because everyone knew about that humiliating experience because I dozed off in the middle of the room and everyone knew that I was sleeping. The invigilator even had to come to my desk and knock me on the head in order to snap me out of my trance.
Now we'll move on to part 3. In part 2, we've just discussed the topic of staying awake, and now I'm going to ask you some questions related to this topic. The first question is, on what occasions do people need to keep awake even when they're tired?
I think it would be difficult to categorize them separately, so I'm just going to list out a few. So the first that jumps to my mind is social events, right? Celebrities and politicians, they are always on the go and the need to, keep up appearances might wear them out eventually. And I think that ineffective time management might also be attributable to this trend because if you don't finish your workload on time, it's only natural that you're gonna have to put in more hours and you will sacrifice your sleep in the process.
How do people keep awake when they're tired?
Well, I think it goes without saying that the best defense against excessive sleepiness is definitely caffeine. This is a substance most commonly found in tea and coffee, and is said to make you more aware and give you a heightened sense of alertness to your surroundings. If you want to wake up feeling energized, then I think a cup of caffeinated beverage is your go-to choice.
Okay. Why do people feel tired a lot nowadays?
Well, generally speaking, chronic fatigue is the result of an enduring lack of sleep and other physical and psychological factors. Some people suffer from a persistent sleeping disorder, either genetically or from stress. So in this fast-paced world, people are working longer hours and biting off more than they can chew, and that leaves little room for rest. This explains why some people show up at work looking all drained and weary.
All right, that's the end of the test. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's it. What do you think about your performance?
I think I did well. I addressed all the aspects of the test sufficiently.
And so what were the aspects that you were most pleased with? What do you think was your strong suit in this particular?
Yeah, I think that one thing that I'm particularly satisfied with myself is that my pronunciation and intonation is quite on the spot. And in terms of lexical resources, I think they are quite there.
I think vocabulary was a highlight for sure, especially in a more advanced test candidate like you. They're looking for advanced vocabulary, which you have in spades, some idiomatic expressions. What else? Paraphrasing. You definitely were aware. There was some awareness there, I can tell, in terms of substituting some of the words that the examiner used. So yeah, that was good. So what was something that you were unhappy with?
Connected device. I think that I haven't used it enough.
Well, to my mind, the flow was still very good. So sometimes the test candidate makes the mistake of overusing connected devices. So in that sense, your performance was actually quite fresh. So yeah, but overall, that's definitely an impeccable performance. I'm sure the viewers will agree. I would definitely give it an 8.5, if not slightly more. But yeah, feel good about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you can learn a thing or two from my speaking sample, and see you later in the next episode.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya.